What's up, everyone? This is Betamax. My name is Fidel, and joining me on this episode is Eddie. What's up, Eddie?
What up, Fidel?
It's just going to be us today. We're going to be talking about underrated films. I know the last episode we were kind of talking shit, I guess.
Haters.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the opposite of that episode.
In a way, yeah, because I guess it's movies that we feel not a lot of people talk about that I guess we feel deserve to be talked about.
Yeah, like they maybe don't have they're just more unknown that we think deserve to have a bigger audience.
Yeah.
More appreciation, I guess.
Yeah. How about you start off with one?
All right, we go back and forth?
Yeah, we'll do like a back and forth type of thing.
The first one is a movie I showed you, but your ass was fucking tired and you fell asleep a few times. And
have I watched it again since?
I don't think so. It's Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, I haven't watched it again since.
Okay. This movie was made in 2015 by one of my favorite directors, Craig Zoller. This movie, I watched it late in the game. I think it was like 2017, like 2 or 3 years after it was released.
Yeah.
And one of my friends mentioned it to me, and she said "Oh, have you seen this movie?" And I've never heard of it. I don't know how it just slipped under my I just didn't know about this movie, and she told me there's a scene at the end that you're gonna love. And when I finally did watch it, damn, dude, this movie is amazing. Everything about it is amazing.
I do remember the scene, because like you said, when we watched it, I was in and out, falling asleep. I do remember the scenes I did see. I liked. I remember a certain scene. I think he's in it looks like a makeshift jail cell type of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I remember that scene. This is sort of.
When they're in a cave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's towards the end.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, this movie starts off as what appears as a typical Western movie. Very slow paced, but it's a very serious movie.
Yeah.
It takes itself very serious, which is crazy because when you the last half an hour or so, it turns into this almost B-ish movie, where it's just this is fucking crazy. I don't know, I don't want to go too into spoilers, but pretty much I think it's four main characters. They're cowboys from this small little town who go in search of this of one of the guy's wives who got kidnapped. And it's they're not Indians, they're these cave dweller cannibal people. They almost don't even appear human. They insert these strange little things in their throat, so they have special I don't know, they have this yell they make, the screeching yell. It almost sounds like an animal.
Yeah. And
I guess that's how they communicate or whatever. And so it's these crazy ass tribe, the people that live in the fucking mountains inside a cave. And eventually they finally find out where they live, and the shit just hits the fan. It is a bloody, gory mess, especially one kill in particular. I fucking love gore.
Yeah.
So there's one scene in particular that I just it fucking floored me the first time I watched it. I'm holy shit. I don't want to tell anyone what happens. But if you love Westerns, if you love weird movies about cannibals, I guess.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. It's a good time, and just the character development, all the characters are awesome. In particular, I think it was you that said that you're not a big fan of Matthew Fox.
Yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah.
I'm not either. I don't know. I can't even think of him besides Lost. Him being in the main character in anything.
Yeah.
But he was my favorite character in this, and I just loved his fucking character. He's so super cocky, but it was deserved, I guess, because everything he bragged about was stuff that he really did, and it was just him, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you love good movies about character development, and you're a fan of gory Westerns, this is top tier stuff right here.
Yeah, because I remember we watched it at your house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I had just gone off work. I was pretty tired, and I usually tend to make the mistake of when I want to watch a movie that like, I actually want to pay attention to. For some reason, I decide to watch it after work.
When you're fucking tired.
Yeah, when I'm fucking tired. But I do remember the movie looking really good. I remember it, like loving the way it looked. I don't remember Matthew Fox at all. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But to be completely honest, the only actor I remember is Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
So
his character is awesome too. Yeah, like you really need to watch this movie again, dude.
Yeah.
Like your next day off, dude, just put it on and just enjoy. Because up until this movie, like I don't think there's been a Western that has come since this movie that I loved.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it's hard to pull off the whole Western thing now, just because it's like everything's been done.
Yeah.
But like I said, this movie, it's serious enough to the point where, like, I don't know, like movie critics could like take it serious and be like, damn, this is a great movie, given like all the shit that happens later on, where it just, like I said, it gets really fucking gory.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, I don't want to say cartoony, but kind of, just because like I said, some of the kills are just so over the top, but everything else in the movie is so grounded that like it's believable, I guess.
Do you remember like what it's streaming on? If it's streaming on anything?
It was on Amazon Prime for a while. I think it still is on there.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, like, I mean, I'm sure you can rent it somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could rent it on Amazon Prime. If
And
it's
you would say like it's worth the rental?
Definitely. I think this movie, like, I don't know enough people that watched it, and I'm so bummed that I didn't get to see it in theaters, but it's just a great fucking film.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. I definitely will.
This guy, all his movies have been great. He's done a bunch of stuff that I want you guys to see. He did one movie that you did not like.
That I didn't like?
Yeah.
What?
He did what was it? Brawl in Cell Block 99. And that movie I can understand. Like that definitely is a movie that's like, I don't want to get too into it, but it's like,
well, okay. Not like you said, you don't want to get too into it. For that movie, you told me to watch it, but you didn't give me any like
context.
Not really any context. You just told me like just check it out. So I was going in expecting like a very serious, like grounded film,
mm-hmm.
and it's not. I mean, to an extent, you could say it is, but it is over the top. And
it's a throwback for sure.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting that, and so I took that as like, this is bad. So like I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I still feel like if I rewatch it again with just like a new perspective on it that I have now, maybe I will like it. But the fact that I didn't like it the first time around, it makes me not want to watch it again.
Oh man. I don't know. I say give it another chance, dude.
But it's the same director.
Same director. All his movies have been fucking great. That's why he's like one of my favorite directors. Like currently, like working.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has any projects coming up, but he also made the movie Dragged Across Concrete, which I haven't shown you that movie. I do want to like chill with you and watch it.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll like it.
Yeah.
But it's like just in his form, it's like really. It's not as like Brawl was kind of like a throwback to like old 60s and 70s movie,
mm-hmm.
where like it's really over the top, but like I don't know, everything's just amplified to that level. And Dragged Across Concrete is just like, it has its brutal moments. All his movies have like a ton of gore and like blood and stuff.
Yeah.
But this one's probably his most grounded movie, where it does have the violence, but nothing super crazy. And it's like a lot of just character development. It has Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn, I think, is in it too. And there's one actor that he always has in his movies.
Well, I mean, this is the second one he has with Vince Vaughn, right?
I think so. But besides, it's Fred Melamed.
I don't know who that is.
He always plays like little characters, like minor roles, but he's always in every single one of his movies. Like in Bone Tomahawk, he's just like the bartender. In Brawl, he's like one of the security guards. And in Dragged Across Concrete, that name is so badass, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
He's just like this bank owner. But yeah, all his movies have been great. He has a book out, and I don't remember what it's called, and I want to check out because people say that it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's an author too. So I don't know, like if you like movies that are just really like heavy, like in like character development and stuff like that. I keep saying that, but that's because like a lot of his scenes are just like two characters just talking for like a 15-minute scene, like just straight talking.
But it doesn't like get boring.
I don't think it's boring. Like I said, you really have to be into like this kind of world.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, each movie is like completely different from the last, but I always feel like I get sucked into his films, so they're never boring to me, and they are slow paced, but when they do pick up, they get fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Check it out. Yeah.
So Bone Tomahawk. All right. The movie I picked, I want to talk about, is actually one I didn't add to my list because I was only going to talk about two. I added this one, and hearing you talk about Bone Tomahawk actually is kind of making me want to talk about another one, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if I want to bring it up.
Yeah, like I don't know if
we'll
it's
see.
worthy.
We'll see by the end of the
Maybe
episode.
we'll mention it.
Yeah, but the movie I'm going to bring up is a movie that Birdie and me watched a little while ago. It was his first time watching it, but I don't know if you've even ever heard of it. It's called Lucky Number 11.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, starring Josh Hartnett, Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman.
Never seen it.
Okay, yeah. See, like a lot of people, like they don't know about it. They've never seen it. It's a crime thriller, but I absolutely love this movie. Like it came out in 2006, directed by Paul McKeegan. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But it's basically Josh Hartnett plays this character named Slevin Kalevra, where the premise is basically like wrong place, wrong time type of thing. He's going to visit his friend Nick, and when he shows up, he's not home, but he like lets himself in. But it turns out like his friend Nick owes like these two different mob bosses a shitload of money. So when they want to collect, they go to his house to get him, and because he's there, they think he's Nick. But like before he showed up to the house, he was mugged, so he doesn't have his wallet.
Oh, so he can't prove it.
Yeah, he can't prove it. So basically, one mob boss tells him like, you either pay me the $96,000 you owe me, or you have to kill this person for me. And the person he has to kill is like the son of the other mob boss. And at the same time, he owes the other mob boss $33,000. So yeah. Man. So it kind of plays
that
like...
sounds like it would give me anxiety watching it.
And it does, and it sounds like super complicated. It's actually really funny.
Oh, okay.
Like the first half of the movie gets really funny, but then there's like a twist that I'm actually surprised like Birdie didn't see coming. He was like shocked by it too. But there's a twist like I want to say like 75% into the movie. There's a twist and you're just like, what the fuck? And it just changes everything of the whole movie. It becomes like a serious like gangster film after that.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Probably one of my favorite like Josh Hartnett performances. You know who Josh Hartnett is?
Yeah,
right?
I remember him from The Faculty.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was in The Faculty.
I know he's been in he was really big back in the day.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any other movies he's been in besides The Faculty.
He was in this movie called 40 Days and 40 Nights. Where he stops masturbating and like masturbating,
everything.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that one, but it's been forever.
But yeah, he's also in Sin City. Like
that's right.
It's a small role, but
yeah.
But yeah, like he does the role of just like this.
So he's the main character?
Yeah, he's the main character, and like he has a smart mouth, and it's really funny. It's a really funny movie, and he plays his part perfect. I would definitely see it. We watched it on Amazon Prime.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about that movie.
Yeah.
But I know I heard that name before.
Yeah.
I just, no.
Yeah, it's one of the rare Bruce Willis, like, good performances.
He's good when he wants to be, when he tries.
Yeah, when he tries.
But yeah.
But it's definitely a good one. Like, I would highly suggest it. But, like, I looked up the director because I've never heard of this director before. I don't know if you have. Paul McKeegan?
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
No, I guess he directed a movie called... The only one that sounds familiar to me is Push.
Push.
Yeah, Push. It's with Chris Evans, Dakota Fanning, Camille Bell, and Djimon Hansu. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've never seen it, but I know I've seen that poster before. But yeah, like other than that one, I've never heard of any of these other films that he's done. He looks like he's done more like TV than anything, but Lucky Number 11, like I would definitely recommend checking it out on Amazon Prime.
Cool. All right. My next one is one that I don't think you watched, but I kept trying to get you and Birdie to watch. Is One Cut of the Dead.
Oh yeah, you kept getting. I haven't watched it yet.
This movie was released in 2017, and I don't know anyone that's like I don't know anyone in like of my friends have seen it or like anyone in person. But every review I find on YouTube about it, they fucking loved it, and I loved it. And this is one of those movies, kind of like what you said. Halfway through the film, something happens, and it just changes everything completely.
Yeah.
It makes you like appreciate and like you literally see the whole movie differently. When it starts off, you just think it's like this funny, like shitty little like zombie movie, and there's like certain things that happen where it's kind of awkward almost, and you're like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And like I don't know, like when I was watching, like I kind of wanted like to stop watching it because it just was weird, but I'm glad I didn't. If you stick to the end, it pays off because I've never seen an idea like this executed. And it sucks that I really want to talk about what happens, but like watch this movie. And it's definitely a movie you need to watch with a lot of people.
Yeah.
To really like, I don't know. I guess it's a lot funner.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a, I guess like it's a comedy.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the director's name. 'Cause I'm gonna butcher it. But I don't know if he's done anything else. Like when I looked it up, it's like a lot of like foreign movies that I've never heard of. Like I can't even pronounce the name of. But yeah, if you're with like a group of people and want to watch like a movie, this is it. Like it's such a fresh idea, and like it sucks that not a lot of people are talking about it. But like I said, the few people that I have seen like reviews on it, they're like praising this movie. And it's definitely, like I said, it has subtitles. So you like, if you're not into that, you're probably not gonna have a great time. But just stick with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. You should watch it like soon. You and Birdie like invite people and just watch it. Like it's like I said, if you watch it by yourself, you'll still appreciate it because I did. But like I know for a fact after watching, I'm like, man, this would have been better with like a bunch of people,
like a crowd.
Yeah, and like I recently not recently, it's like a while back, I rewatched it with some friends and it was a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, than the first time. Even though I knew what was gonna happen, like when I was watching it, like I said, like halfway through the movie something happens, but when you watch it again for the second time, third time, like it almost adds like this I don't know, this new lens to watch it with, like where you just like you notice things and you know why certain things happen the way they happen, and it kind of makes you chuckle. Like you're like, oh fuck, okay, this makes sense. So even though you're gonna be confused, like for the first like hour or so, at the end it's gonna pay off.
What did you watch it on?
This was on Shudder, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's still on there?
I'm not sure. If not, like this is also like one of those movies I definitely recommend you rent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One Cut of the Dead. Yeah, I definitely gotta check that because I remember you talking about it all the time. And
Yeah.
did I give a reason why I'm just like, nah, I don't want to watch it yet or something? Or?
I don't think so. It's just like it is one of those movies that you're just like, I'll just watch it whenever.
Yeah.
Because it is a movie that like, what makes it amazing is the twist and the amount of work that went into this fucking movie. Like, because when you realize what is actually happening, you're like, holy shit, that is a fuckload of work they gotta do, and they could easily fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because just like the movie is called like One Cut of the Dead, it's like everything is a one take, but that's not what makes the movie interesting. Like I said, once you realize what the twist is, it's even like it goes beyond that, and you're like, oh fuck that, dude. But it's encouraging because it's like I wish more movie directors would take risks like that, and like I don't know, like I said, this is an idea that, as far as I know, has never been done, and I don't know, like I can't recommend it enough. So if you're into like comedies and you like silly movies, but appreciate the art of like filming and camera work and everything that goes on, like especially like if you're like if you're into that stuff, like you're an up and coming director or whatever, like watch it movie, you'll appreciate it.
One Cut of the Dead. The next one I wanted to bring up was another one I watched again earlier today after not seeing it for a while. But I feel like not a lot of people really know about it or even talk about it. Is a movie by Steven Soderbergh called Out of Sight. Have you seen it or heard about it? No?
No.
Starring George Clooney, Jennifer Lopez, Ving Rhames. No?
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like a comedy, like crime, like drama, I guess you could say. More like it has like some romantic elements to it too. And oh shit, it says it was produced by Danny DeVito. I didn't even realize
That's so
that.
random, dude.
But it's based off of a book by Elmore Leonard, by the same name, Out of Sight, who just so happened to also write the book Jackie Brown, which was the Quentin Tarantino movie was based on. And it's funny because like these two movies, they're actually connected in that way, where they feature Michael Keaton playing the same character in both movies.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you've seen Jackie Brown,
No,
right?
that's the one movie, like I said, that I think I mentioned it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that I haven't seen.
Oh, okay. Well, he plays like an FBI agent, Jackie Brown. And like, it's kind of like, it's never mentioned in the movie, but he's constantly wearing like the FBI jacket. And it's just kind of like making yourself, they're displaying yourself of what you are, basically.
Yeah.
And they kind of poke fun at it in this movie, where like there's a character, he's like dating Jennifer Lopez, but he goes to meet her dad, and he's wearing a shirt that says FBI, and the dad's like asks him like, hey, like, do you have a shirt that says undercover, like to kind of make fun of him. But he's just like, no.
Like he's just oblivious to it.
Yeah, he's like oblivious to it. But yeah, this movie, I remember when the first time I saw it, it was probably like,
What year did you say it came out?
it came out in 98.
98.
Yeah, so I used to have it on VHS. I used to watch it all the time. But it's very, like, I remember thinking it was very, like, Tarantino-esque, the way it was filmed. It was Steven Soderbergh. He did,
Yeah.
like, Ocean's 11, like, those movies. But I remember thinking, like, oh, like, this is just, like, Quentin Tarantino. But, I mean, rewatching it again, I could totally tell it's not.
Yeah.
But there are moments of, like, non-linear storytelling where it kind of jumps back and forth from present and past, and it doesn't tell you that it's doing that.
Oh, that's why you said it kind of felt like a Tarantino-ish.
Yeah, like it doesn't say like, oh, present day, or like, oh, like 2 years. Like there are some points that it does that, but there are points where it randomly does it and it doesn't tell you. So you just kind of got to piece it together. And it does run a little long. I think it's about a little over 2 hours long.
Okay.
But yeah, it's George Clooney plays this bank robber who breaks out of prison, and like Jennifer Lopez plays a federal marshal who just happens to be in the prison parking lot when he's breaking out, and so he like takes her hostage, and they kind of like fall for each other. And it's like kind of like this cat and mouse thing between them throughout the movie. But you've never heard of it at all?
No, dude.
No?
I'm not surprised because I suck at watching movies.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I guess this one it was considered like George Clooney's like breakout role. Because like before this one, I think the one
Was
the
this
biggest
before Batman?
This was after Batman and
Oh,
Robin.
okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like before this one, his biggest role was Batman.
Was Batman.
Yeah, because he did other movies like where they're like I think romantic comedies that didn't go anywhere.
You did Dust Till Dawn now?
Yeah, but that one wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah. And then like before that, he was in ER, the show. So this one is like has always been considered like his breakout role, and it also like ignited his relationship with Steven Soderbergh, where they started a production company and then ended up working on the Ocean's films together. But yeah, I would recommend it if you're into like Tarantino style films, even Ocean's 11. If you like the Ocean's 11 movie, it kind of like the music especially reminded me of those movies.
What kind of music was it?
It's just
I don't
like
remember.
It sounds like how could I describe it?
Like, is there another movie you can compare it to?
Nah, not really. Just Ocean's 11. Like, I don't want to say like elevator music because it's not elevator music, but it's I can't really. I don't really know how to describe it, to be completely honest.
Fuck it.
But yeah, I would recommend checking this one out. I had to rent it because it wasn't streaming on anything, but I did rent it on Amazon, so I would say check it out for sure.
I think you can find most movies on Amazon.
Yeah, for the most part, they're usually
rent, at
like
least,
for rent. Yeah.
Because I don't know, is Redbox still a thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's even still Redbox right here by the house.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it still is. Yeah.
People, I guess, still want that feeling. I guess.
No, you know what? It is because I noticed when at work, one of my delivery stops has a Redbox in it. So yeah, it's still a thing.
Oh, cool.
All right. What's your next one?
So the next one is one that we actually talked about a while back on the podcast. I don't know if you and Birdie watched it or not. It was one of the movies that I recommended. Baskin.
Baskin?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
As in like Baskin Robbins.
No, yeah, I don't remember.
And I'm not gonna go too into it because, like I said, we already have an episode on it. But it's pretty much these cops. It's a Turkish film, and it's these cops that they go into this house and they like stumble upon like a black mass, and they just like pretty much end up in hell.
Really?
And it's fucking amazing. Everything about this movie is amazing. The way it's shot, the effects, the way like they depict like the demons or whatever they are. Like it's just a fucking great film. And how I found out about this film, I was watching the Field Guide to Evil, that like horror anthology.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the short stories that was on there I really liked, and I was like researching it, like who did it and everything. I came up across the director's name is like Ken Enbrawl, or I don't know. It's like another name I'm gonna butcher. But I guess that's his thing. He does like a lot of like horror stuff. And when I saw that he made this movie Baskin, I remember my friend Carrick was telling me about it, and I ended up watching. I'm like, oh man, this is fucking great. Like everything about this movie is just like up my alley. Where it's just like gory. It has like. If you want to see like a bunch of cops being fucking scared for their lives and just being fucking killed, this is a movie. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to go too much into this. But it's definitely a movie that this one I don't know. Like I feel like not enough people are like talking about it because I tried looking up like reviews and you can find like a bunch of them. And usually, I don't think I've run into like any like bad ones, I guess, or mediocre. Like they were all like praising it, like I said. And like I don't know, to me it's one of those films that when you watch it you're either gonna get it or you're not, because like I said, it is kind of weird, but damn, it's fucking good, dude. Like I can't give anything out because then like it's just gonna ruin the movie for you.
Yeah,
but just watch it. Like all the weird insane looking characters, I don't know, just everything about him. The music's creepy. Just watch it. And I think he's done a bunch of stuff after, but I've never checked him out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely like a director that I would like look into and like hype him up a little bit, just because like I said, that horror anthology one he made was great, and this one has been really good. So Baskin.
And what is that one? Do you know if it's streaming on anything?
Baskin was on Prime, I think, also.
Yeah.
It was for a while. I don't know if it still is. But yeah. I think most of the movies that I've watched have been on Prime. I think all of them, actually.
Yeah.
Even the next one I want to talk about. But yeah, check it out if you hate cops.
If you hate cops. It's an ACAB movie. The next one I wanted to bring up is 2004 American neo-noir action thriller starring Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
What the fuck?
Collateral.
Oh. I was like, wait, we just watched this.
Have you seen Collateral before?
Yeah, I seen it like forever ago. Like
Yeah?
I remember like bits and pieces, but when I came over and you were watching it, a lot of the scenes I didn't like recall.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff I didn't really remember either. I do remember liking it a lot. It's one of those movies, it's just like there's a lot of dialogue. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of like character development and stuff like that.
And I feel probably like one of Jamie Foxx's best performances. Even Tom Cruise, like one of his best performances as well. I'm
not a big Jamie Foxx fan. Just because like every time I see him, like I just keep like his character in his show pops up.
The Jamie Foxx show?
Yeah, so I just like all I think about is like haha funny, you know?
Yeah.
But this is definitely like a character you can get lost in.
Yeah.
You kind of like don't think about that.
Yeah, but like this movie came out, like I said, in 2004, directed by Michael Mann. And Jamie Foxx, he plays like this, it's like the taxi driver that has these like dreams of owning his like own limo service, and he daydreams a lot. Like,
Yeah.
he has this little card of like an island where that's his escape. Like there's a scene with Jada Pinkett where she's in he's like telling her like, oh, I'll take a vacation, and she's like, oh, I don't have time to take a vacation. He's like, oh, I take a vacation all the time. you know, like minutes throughout the day. Like I just stare at this card and I get lost in it, you know.
He definitely like appeals to like the hardworking
definitely
American, you know.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, we're getting screwed over and all that, but so you can kind of like relate to him in that.
Yeah. So sense. And he's like a very timid guy, very like soft spoken, very well mannered like guy.
Yeah.
And then he ends up picking up Tom Cruise, like that's one of his fares, and he gets sucked into like driving him around and like assassinating these people basically.
Yeah, it's another one of those films that you mentioned earlier, like being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's like definitely one of them.
But like in this journey that they go on throughout the film, he kind of brings out that the inner, I guess, like outspoken Jamie Foxx, you know, that were like his character, like. Because he basically forces him to defend himself.
Yeah. That's like I said, that falls like with the character development where you kind of see him change into like the character that he is to become at the end, where he's kind of the opposite of what he first started out as. Yeah. You know, he started out as this like little bitch, and like later on, like he's the one that's like fucking kind of taking control of it, like the situation and everything.
Yeah, but he basically becomes like, for lack of a better term, the hero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would highly suggest watching this one. I remember it being one of my favorite films, and I hardly ever hear anybody talk about it.
What did you think about Tom Cruise in it?
I thought he was awesome.
He's pretty like menacing in a weird way.
Yeah, like
where he's like really calm and collective, like. He doesn't really yell.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He doesn't yell.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine it's hard to pull that off. Like, while acting.
Because he's like, his character's pretty intimidating in this movie.
Yeah. And like
maybe it's the gray hair.
That too. He looks weird to me. I remember I saw him, like, I forgot all about like how he looks.
Yeah.
I forgot he had like white hair and like, I don't know.
But yeah, it's a good film. And I think we watched this one on Prime also.
Was it?
I believe so, or it might have been on Hulu. I'm not sure. It's on a streaming service, or like it's worth the rental, like $3 on Amazon.
Yeah, it's a great thriller.
Yeah,
and it is one of those movies that you kind of like leaves you guessing, like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen at the end.
Yeah,
and then I don't know. It's satisfying too, the ending.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like it kind of wraps up nicely.
Yeah.
Too, where it's just like, oh, okay, I can breathe now.
Yeah.
After like, because the whole movie, like, besides like the first like 10 minutes or so, like after that, like you kind of, it just leaves you like kind of on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, definitely.
Until, like I said, the end, where you're just like, okay.
Yeah, definitely. All right, what else you got?
All right, the next one is a movie that we were supposed to talk about, and for whatever reason we just didn't. This was like a couple years ago, and it's Lake Mungo.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to talk about this movie forever.
I don't remember that we're like committed to talking about it.
We mentioned it. I think it was just gonna be like a quick, like maybe like a bump to date or something we were talking about. But this movie, we watched it together at Jose's house.
Was it?
Yeah. It was. We were all chilling with Birdie. We were chilling with Birdie, and we were hanging out. And like, I don't know why we went over to watch the movie, or if it was just like oh, it's on here, let's just watch it.
I think I think we specifically went to watch the movie.
Yeah, because I remember up to that point, it was a movie that I've been like hearing a lot about, and I kind of like wanted to watch it because they mentioned it in Red Letter Media, and it was like a 1 minute thing where they just talk about it really, really quick. Like it wasn't even like part of the main episode.
Yeah.
But I think I told you and Birdie or whatever. So we watched it, and we watched it how you're supposed to watch a horror movie with the lights turned off.
Yeah.
And none of us were on our phone. We were just all like paying attention to it. And I swear to God, dude, when I left, I was wondering, like, I wonder if Birdie's scared.
Oh, because he's by himself?
Yeah, because he had that whole big-ass house to himself. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this fool's scared. Like, I know he's scared, dude. And I remember I was going to text him and, like, be like, hey, dude, like, look out the window or something stupid. I don't know. But I remember, like, after we watched it, I think it was late, so we were just all tired.
Because it was legitimately, like, scary.
It's a frightening film.
Yeah.
And Ah, man, I can't stress enough how great this fucking movie is. And I recently rewatched it, and it still scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Yeah.
And over the years, it kind of has like a reputation. So it's like I think like within the next like 5 or so years, it's gonna have like this giant like following.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie came out in 2008, and it was a movie by Joel Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, dude, scared the shit out of me without having a jump scare. And it has like one big scare in the movie, and it's not a jump scare. There's no loud noises, and it shows you what's coming slowly.
Yeah.
You know what shot I'm talking about?
I think I do.
And if you look up the like people talking about it, if you read the comments, everyone like mentions that scene. They're like, ew, and like it's funny because like you don't want to ruin that scene for anyone.
Yeah.
So like even the people in the comments are being careful. They're like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what scene I'm talking about, but that shit scared me. The way that fucking scene is shot, dude, I would say it's the best scare in cinema history, dude.
Yeah.
I would go as far as to say that. Because that shit scared the fuck out of me. But I was with you guys. I'm like, I'm tough, dude. Like, I didn't want to appear that I was scared of it, but I was frightened, dude. I was startled.
I want to rewatch it now. Now that you're mentioning it, talking about it again, I want to rewatch it.
It's
again.
not only like is the image you're seeing scary, the way he presents it, like it's so subtle.
Yeah.
And you know it's coming, and you're watching it come, but it still fucking freaks you out. And it kind of reminds me of something similar to a lot of like Japanese directors do with their horror movies, where like they'll show you something and it like slowly starts coming to focus.
Yeah.
And there's a few movies like that have like scares like that, but the way this particular scene is filmed, it's just fucking beyond perfect. And aside from that scene, there's other scenes that like creep you out, and they just leave you feeling like, fuck, dude. Like, did I just see that? And, you know, the movie is about, people are like, what the fuck's the movie about? It's about this family who's dealing with the loss of their daughter.
Yeah.
She drowned, and they found her body a couple days later, all fucked up. And after her death, weird shit starts happening in the house where they live. And her brother sets up like these cameras because like he wants to like find out like why, like what's this weird shit happening. And when you tell people about what it is, you think it's like this typical ghost story, but it's actually like it's way above that.
Yeah.
It's shot in like documentary style, but it's like good. Like, because there's a lot of them like where they just can't pull it off. Everything about this movie feels genuine. Like the acting is fucking top tier. Like it's acting how like parents would act or would be like if their child died, where it's like they're not super emotional, they're kind of like numb about it.
Yeah.
And I read that when he was doing the interviews with them, like he didn't really give them a script. He kind of wanted them to be like, you know, to improvise everything to make it like more genuine. So they didn't have like anything memorized. Mm-hmm. Like everything they had to everything they said, they kind of had to like pull out of their ass or like kind of do it like if like put themselves in that character, like what would this character say and this and that. But dude, this movie's fucking scary, dude. Like the idea that they present to you, which I can't talk about because it'll ruin it. I don't know. Do you remember what exactly happens?
Not exactly.
Oh man, I want to talk about it so bad, but that idea, I don't think I've ever seen it happen anywhere else. Mm-hmm. Like where there's like, I don't know. Like I try to think of like the scariest thing. And I think this movie has it. Like, what's the scariest thing in your head that you can picture happening to you? And they do it in this movie. And I don't think there's anything that could be scarier than what happens in this movie to this girl.
Yeah.
And it's fucking terrifying, dude. And just to add to like the mystique of this movie, like the director, like nobody really knows what happened to him. Like this was like his one big movie and that's it.
Yeah.
He like disappeared off like the face of the planet. So like they don't know like if he fucking died, if he's just not doing films and just keeping to himself, or if he just did it on purpose where it's just like, oh, you know, I'm gonna make this fucking terrifying film and then like not do shit after that, and then it'll like build that up, you know. But yeah, that's like it's crazy, dude. Because like I would love to see like another idea of this guy has, and he just I don't know if he's ever gonna make, or if he just like changes his name and like decide to do other horror movies. But yeah, this movie's fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah, I remember it being scary.
Like I said, just that scene alone, dude. Like everyone should watch this movie and watch it the way it's intended. Like, don't fucking be on your phone.
Yeah, pay attention to it.
Pay attention and immerse yourself. It's not like I keep talking about how scary it is, but besides that, it's the whole movie is about grief and about losing someone, and it is like a pretty film in that sense, but it's fucking heartbreaking. And there's a video on YouTube that I really recommend. Off the top of my head, I don't know what it's called, but if you look up Lake Mungo, on the thumbnail, I'll say the most, the saddest horror film ever made, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy goes in depth about like what makes this film so fucking sad. And like I said, like it's kind of like the Babadook, which is like the monster is like a metaphor for like grief and sadness.
Yeah.
Where like this ghost is kind of that metaphor. And there's like things in the movie that like where there's like a point where the mom reaches out to like a psychic.
Mm-hmm. And
the mom and the daughter are being like interviewed by the psychic, and like the time lapse there's like these weird timelines in the movie where they kind of like overlap each other, and it sounds weird to explain, but if you watch the movie you'll kind of understand, where everything just like it adds to that like horrible like sadness of the movie, where it's like all this girl had this dark secret, and this like she didn't have anyone there by her side, and now that she's like gone,
mm-hmm.
like you think, oh, that's the end of her suffering, I guess, and it's just like no, like she's still like I can't say it. I can't say it. Watch the movie.
Well, yeah, watch it. It's funny you brought that one up because like when I was browsing Prime today to see something to watch, it was on there. It's still on there. So and I remember I was like, oh, like I remember liking that movie a lot. So now hearing you talk about it, like I like want to watch it like now.
Dude, this is in the top 5 of my favorite horror movies ever made, dude.
I remember
top
it being very
fucking
good.
5. Yeah, it's fucking great, dude. And like I loved it the first time I watched it, but like I appreciated it even more the second time because like I caught little things that I wasn't sure about. And it's definitely one of those movies that when you watch it the second time, you're like, oh my god, like everything's a lot more clear. But it's fucking sad. It's a tragic film, and it's like not one that like I would be able to watch like whenever. But it's definitely an experience that I think everyone should go through. If not for like it being creepy, just like I said, like if it's a good way to feel how to see how like a lot of families deal with grief and like losing someone and all the shittiness that comes from that. But yeah, man, check it out.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it as well.
This is like a movie that's kind of hard to find. So when we found out, because I remember after I heard about it on Red Letter Media, I tried finding it and I couldn't find like a DVD or a Blu-ray or anything. And out of nowhere, it was on fucking Prime. So I was like, I think that's why we were like stoked on watching it. And now I think there's a company that is just releasing it now, where like it's, I think they did make a Blu-ray, but it was like very small quantities. Like it wasn't, it didn't have a big production. And yeah, there's another movie. It's like limited edition, but it comes like in this gorgeous like I don't know slipcase and all that. Like it's just, it looks pretty. And I don't know, like to me, like I appreciate when like companies do that. They take like unknown movies, short independent films, and give them like a wider release. I don't want to say wide release because like it's not something you're gonna find like at Target or Best Buy or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like available for those who are looking for it, you know?
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, shout out to companies like that.
All right, before you mention your last one, I mentioned...
That was my last one, I think.
What is it?
Yeah, that was 4.
Oh, okay.
What did you want to mention?
I was contemplating, like I said earlier, hearing you talk about Bone Tomahawk made me want to mention one, and I wasn't too sure, just because I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't really remember a lot of it. I do remember liking it a lot, but I am gonna just a quick mention. It's a movie called The Proposition. It's an Australian Western.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? It's directed by John Hillcoat, starring Guy Pearce, Ray Winston, Danny Houston, John Hurt, David Wenham, and Emily Watson. And I'm going to show Eddie the cover of the film, and I want you to say what it reminds you of. A video game.
Red Dead?
Yep. Okay, and are you familiar with like the first Red Dead Redemption, like the story of Red Dead Redemption, the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, this movie, Guy Pearce plays, from what I remember, he plays a character that is caught by the sheriffs, but they don't want him. They want his brother. So they hire him to capture his brother. Isn't that
okay? Yeah. So was this
kinda,
before the game or after?
This came out in 2005. When did the game come out? I don't even remember when the game came out.
I think it had to be before that.
But yeah, it's an Australian film. It didn't even get a U.S. release. It was only released in Toronto, in Australia, and in the United Kingdom. Came out in 2005. But I do remember liking it a lot. It's not very like action heavy. There's a lot of dialogue. It's like I said, it's Australian film, so it's a lot of Australian, like heavy Australian accents. So you got to watch it with subtitles because sometimes it's kind of hard to understand. But I remember this movie becoming a big deal to me because there's a band that uses a sound clip from this movie, Extortion. And the sound clip, I don't remember exactly the whole sound clip, but part of the sound clip is somebody saying, "It's a bugger who hates every other bugger." And then the song starts like dun 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 dun.
That's from that movie?
Yeah. And like I didn't realize that because I remember I came across it I think in my like a thrift store. I bought it like a DVD. I was like, oh, this looks cool. I like Guy Pearce, you know. And I watched it, and when that scene came up, I was like, where have I heard that before? And I remembered it was like Extortion. Yeah. But I remember liking it a lot. And if you're like, it was a very dialogue heavy. There's not a lot of action in it. But yeah, it's basically him. Like he has to capture, like he has to bring in his brother, basically. And I remember it looking really good. Like the cinematography was really good.
You said it's been a while since you've seen it, though.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So it could be shit.
Yeah, it's true. that is very true. That is very true. But I'm gonna look up real quick to see if it's like streaming on anything. Cause I don't think it is. I know for a while it was on Netflix. But let's see. It says here you can watch it on Tubi, Pluto TV, Vudu. Oh, it says it's on Prime.
Well, I think they say it's on Prime, like, but they don't tell you if it's like available to stream or rent.
It says Amazon Prime free.
Oh,
I don't know what that means. Does that mean like you could stream it for free on there?
it should if it says free.
But yeah, I would suggest just checking it out. Like I'm gonna add it to. Yeah, it's on here. Oh, it says free with ads.
The fuck, that's a thing?
Yeah, because I think Amazon Prime is like linked with like IMDb.
I've seen that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I seen like, oh, watch movie with ads.
But no, to watch like you can watch it for free with ads on IMDb, but Amazon you can't. They don't have it available. See. But like now because it's like not that available, like it makes me want to watch it even more. But even this cover, look at the IMDb cover. It Red Dead Redemption.
The same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
He even looks like the character.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just the style, everything looks just like the game.
But I remember like liking the movie a lot. I think I had recommended it to Jose because Jose loves westerns, but he couldn't get over like the Australian accents.
Really, that bugged him?
That's what he told me. I don't know. But it's very dialogue heavy. Like I said, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of action in it. But I do remember liking Guy Pearce's performance and Danny Winston. He plays his brother, who's after. So good. From what I remember.
I gotta check it out if I can find it.
But yeah, do you have any other ones you want to mention real quick before we?
One thing I want
to
to mention, it's not really a movie that like I mentioned it earlier, Strange Wilderness.
Oh, okay.
It's not a movie that I would like. I don't know why the fuck I like this movie. It's a stoner film.
Yeah.
It's one of those like those comedies.
Yeah.
But it has like all those actors that are like in those movies. Like what's that guy who made
I know Steve Zahn's in it.
Who's that guy?
Steve Zahn. He was in Saving Silverman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like the main character. But I mean, it's just like one of those movies that has like the all-star list of like all those comedians and stuff. It's fucking dumb, dude. But it's so dumb. It's funny. But the only reason I want to talk about it is because like I don't know anyone that's seen this fucking movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
And I don't know how. Like seriously, at one point I'm like, does this movie even exist? Did I make this up?
The Mandela Effect or what?
For reals, dude. But I watched it like maybe a year ago because it's on Prime now.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so fucking dumb. But there's like a joke in there, and I don't want to say because it's such a fucking dumb joke, and like it literally got me thinking like how do you write this?
Yeah.
Like how do you write a dumbass joke like that? It's so fucking dumb. This movie's dumb, dude. But it's fucking hilarious.
It's funny because like this morning, Anna and me were watching Saving Silverman, and I mentioned Steve Zahn, and she was like, she had asked me if I've seen Strange Wilderness.
So she has seen it.
She has seen it. And she was like, "Oh, that movie's so funny."
Yeah, dude. But you see how like Saving Silverman's like it's really clever.
Yeah.
And, like this movie is it's like low budget. It's just pretty much this guy who has a animal show like on it's kind of like a Discovery Channel type of thing, but it's losing ratings, so they're gonna cancel it. And he gets a map to where Bigfoot is supposedly like located. So he thinks like, oh, if we fucking capture Bigfoot and we put him on our show, like we won't get canceled. So the whole movie is just them looking, trying to find Bigfoot. It's fucking dumb, dude. It's so funny.
That sounds tight.
And there's a fucking scene involving a turkey, dude. Man.
Strange Wilderness.
Check it out.
It's on Prime.
Yeah, it's dumb. If you don't like it, I completely understand. I just want to throw it on here because like nobody has seen it, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that movie. Watch it or don't. I don't care.
All right. Well, that wraps things up for this episode. I want to thank everybody for checking it out. Hopefully, you left this episode wanting to check out one of these movies. Most of them you can rent on Prime, or they're even probably available for free. So, we would recommend checking out.
I think these all are on Prime for free.
Yeah.
Except for The Proposition, but.
Yeah, that one, and I know, like
you said, yeah, you also don't know if it was a great film from what you remember.
I just remember liking it a lot,
yeah.
But like people's movie,
yeah, but
like it changes. Their taste in movies changes.
So. But everything else should be on there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
You all right, Eddie?
I'm tripping.
But yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at BetamaxULTD. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Podcast, Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. Just search Betamax, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.